What's up, everybody? This is Shane from Dad's Little Warriors Dad Talk Podcast, and we just appreciate you tuning in with us. Make sure you check out our website, dadslittlewarriors.com. Check out all of our apparel. We got a little bit of something for everybody. And we always say whenever you're wearing any of our apparel, that you're never alone. We're with you. So check that, dadslittlewarriors.com. And if you guys like what we're doing, make sure you like the channel and subscribe to it. And if you have any questions or comments or any topics you'd like me to discuss, feel free to leave them below. Thank you guys, and keep on tuning in. What's up, everybody, and thanks for joining us back on Dad's Little Warriors Dad Talk. And man, kind of feels weird. I feel like a rookie again. Took some time off. I've been trying to get back in the swing of things, and life's just kind of been steady trying to knock me back down. But I need to get on here, man. There's a lot of things going on. We've got some new stuff up on the website, dadslittlewarriors.com. So make sure you check that out. So kind of today, what I wanted to do and what really made me want to, jump on here and put a podcast out is it's beginning of June, and June is men's mental health awareness month, and something that is new to me. I was never always just the happiest dude and everything like that. I would consider myself a pretty content person. And when you're a pretty content person, then you go through some things in life that steady just try to beat your ass and knock you down all the time. Takes a toll, man. I've always considered myself a pretty tough dude and not really one to kind of use my voice other than when I really needed to. You hold that stuff in, and you can only hold it in for so long. Like this podcast has been like my biggest therapy. It's tough. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work lining, good dads up and everything. But realistically, it's needed. And what I've always thought since I kind of started this, and I've went through my issues, is that if another guy or dad or whatever isn't going to talk about it, fuck it, I'll be your voice. I'll talk about it, and then when you listen to it and realize that like it's something to relate to, and they recognize that they're not the only ones going through shit. Hopefully that helps, man. That's kind of why I'm doing this, and I've said it from day one with starting Dad's Little Warriors, that not only am I trying to help other people know that they're not alone, it's really helping myself. And I've not been ashamed to say that I've needed it. We're almost a year in. Lucy will be a year old, June 15th. So we're knocking on that door, man, and there's a lot of memories kind of coming back. There's a lot of all social media stuff has reminders and stuff like that of different times, and it can get a little hectic sometimes seeing some of that stuff, and I know it's probably not going to get any better for a little while. So but yeah, I mean that's kind of my take on what I wanted to do with this. Is like there's so much shit out there, man. Like between social media and podcasts and all that stuff, that they're good and bad resources. And I found out that it does, once I kind of swallowed my pride of like I'm a man, like I don't need to talk about my shit. I just deal with it. Like shit gets dark, man. If you are going through a really rough time and you don't feel like you have any kind of understanding or support or anything like that, going through really hard times, shit sucks, man. It's hard on everybody. It's hard on your yourself, your, immediate family, the family that you built, extended family and everything like that, and friends. We've won some and lost some. So it's tough, man. You go through stuff and you get yourself in a mind place. It's kind of hard to get yourself out of that thing. Sometimes when it comes to real trauma and dealing with, heavy mental health stuff and everything like that, it doesn't go away. You can take medicine, you can see therapists and all that stuff. I mean, you just try to do the best you can on what works for you. If it's, dropping people, drop them. If it's, if your thing's outdoors, go outdoors. Like there's different outs. Sometimes you just kind of need to be by yourself, and you want to talk about shit when you want to talk about shit. But I've definitely felt that I don't feel like any less of a man for talking about how I feel. I mean, I could go pretty deep with shit, but um, just it's life, man. You know, life tries to kind of knock you down, and sometimes it takes you a little bit longer to get up. You know, used to be able to kind of just bounce back up off of shit and fix it and figure it out and all that stuff. As we get older, it seems like the load just kind of gets heavier, heavier, and heavier on your back. Um, Sometimes that makes it really hard to get back up. Um, really helps out with a lot of support, man, and that's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for support. We don't have to talk every day. You don't have to buy stuff off my website. You don't have to do nothing. As long as I just hope that there's people out there that listen to these and see the stuff that I'm trying to do, and see the apparel that we're kind of trying to push on, support stuff and everything like that. That they understand it, and then they get it, and support it, because that's what it's all about. Um, yeah. So it's something, man. Men's mental health, same thing with everybody's mental health. It just so happens to be June's men's mental health, and it gets looked over a lot. Um, we hold back a lot, man. It's just kind of what us guys do, because we don't want to feel like we're bitching or anything like that, or seem like a little bitch. But there's nothing being a bitch about it. It's real shit, man. The worst spot to get jammed up is in your head. You can stretch shit out, with your sore and all that stuff, but when it comes to your head, man, that shit just kind of spirals sometimes. But I'll quit my rant. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I want to get back on here. I'm trying to get schedules, just haven't been lining up with getting some dads on here and everything. So we're working on that. I got my list together. We're just, it's summertime now, so everybody's trying to do dad shit. So appreciate you guys. Make sure you check out our website, dadslittlewarriors.com. And I wanted to let you know I can make custom stuff. So I just had an order this past week. Somebody reached out, and we actually went to their son's funeral. Unfortunately, it's where we met the people. We've been talking to them online a pretty good bit. Their son had HIE, and she liked the design that I had on the website, the family hands design, and she liked a different color shirt and everything like that, so I did it up. So if you guys have any special requests or anything like that for any kind of custom stuff, or any ideas on t-shirts that you guys like, shoot me a message, let me know. Thanks, guys.